Already I told that the single phase induction motors are not self-starting. That can be explained by using the double field revolving theory. In double field revolving theory, we have two fluxes setups, forward flux and backward flux. Both are equal and opposite direction. So the net flux induced in a motor is equal to 0. In order to make single phase induction motors are self-starting, we have several methods. Already I discussed that one. The first method is split phase induction motor. Split is nothing but resistance. By using resistance, we start the induction motors. Single phase induction. The split phase motors is also known as resistance start motors. It has single stage rotor and its stator has two windings is known as main winding and starting winding. Main winding for running purpose, starting winding for starting purpose. Both the windings are displaced 90 degrees in space. Then only the torque is produced. The main winding is very low resistance and high inductive reactance, where the starting winding has high resistance and low inductive reactance. Please see the diagram of single phase induction motors. This is a main winding. This is a auxiliary winding which is called starting winding. The auxiliary winding, they having series with switch. Why they placed series with switch means once the motor is rotates, there is no need of auxiliary winding, that can be opened by using centrifugal switch. These are very important. So while running the induction motors, we can disconnect the auxiliary winding or starting winding. So in split phase induction motor, RA by XA, what is the RA? Auxiliary winding resistance by auxiliary winding reactance, much greater than the main winding resistance, main winding reactance. This is important for split phase induction motor. Then only single phase induction motor gets self-starting. Please see the vector diagram. The supply voltage V is a reference quantity. So auxiliary winding is a lagging, main winding is again lagging. So this is a resultant current. The angle between IA and IM is phi. So this is a torque slip characteristics of split phase induction motor. So if there is a main winding alone, so this is a performance. The starting torque is very poor. The main winding is alone. So but the maximum torque is not changes, but the starting torque is very poor if you using only main winding. It comes from 0. So the motor not starts. If you using main winding and as well as auxiliary winding, the maximum torque is not changes. Maximum torque is, the value of maximum torque is not changes, but it shifted moves from away, but not exact. Both the maximum torques are not in same place, it will be shifted. Please see the starting torque. The starting torque is very much improved because of auxiliary winding. Applications of split phase induction motors are, this type of motor is cheap and is suitable for easily starting loads. The various applications are as follows: used in the washing machine and air conditioning fans. The motors are used in mixer and grinders, floor polishers, blowers, centrifugal pumps, drilling and lathe machines. Capacitor start induction motor. If a capacitor is used for starting purpose, please see. So the capacitor is connected in series with the centrifugal switch. So this is a main winding, this is a auxiliary winding. So the construction is same in split phase and capacitor start. We removing the split phase and we connect the capacitor CS. CS is a capacitor start, giving the single phase supply. Please observe the phasor diagram. Supply voltage V is a reference. Because of the auxiliary winding having a capacitor, definitely that is a leading. Everyone knows that one. So main winding causes lagging. The resultant current is improved. This is a very important. Because of the capacitor start induction, if you using the capacitor as for starting purpose, the current is the current magnitude is improves. The current magnitude is improves. Please observe the torque slip characteristics. So this is one. So the main winding alone, the starting torque is very poor. If using two windings, the starting torque is improved. So on this point, the switch is open. So already I told that once the motor is started, we disconnecting the auxiliary winding. We disconnect the auxiliary winding, and not is a where we disconnect the auxiliary winding. So applications of the capacitor start motor. The various applications of the motors are as follows. These motors are used for the loads of higher inertia where frequent starting is required. Used in pumps and compressors, used in the refrigerator and air conditioner compressors. They are also used for conveyors and machine tools. So capacitor start and capacitor run motors, we using two capacitors. CS is connected in series with the centrifugal switch is connected in series with the auxiliary winding. So we have capacitor start and capacitor run. For starting purpose we using capacitor, for running purpose also we using capacitor. This configuration causes they have two types. One voltage V is a reference, IA leading because of using the capacitor. So IM. So first one causes the flux is greater than 90 because of the capacitor start. So capacitor run causes the flux is equal to 90 degrees. So this is diagram. Capacitor run alone, the starting torque will be only here. If the both capacitors mean capacitor start and capacitor run causes, the performance is increased 200%. So the maximum torque also improves because we using the capacitor start and capacitor run causes the starting torque is increases, maximum torque is increases. This is the switch opens for disconnecting the auxiliary winding. This type of motor is quite and smooth running. They have higher efficiency than the motors that run on the main windings only. They are used for loads for higher inertia requiring frequent starts where the maximum pull-out torque and efficiency required are higher. The two value capacitor motors are used in pumping equipment, refrigeration, air compressor, etc. So reluctance motor we discuss later.